What's up, guys? This is your boy James, aka 68J, coming to you on this Wednesday. It's noon, and we're excited because we have an amazing guest. Uh-oh, Siri. Oh, Lord. Siri's trying to talk to me while I'm live. Guys, we're in for an incredible show. We've got a lot of things going on right now with the market, but I am super excited. I'm a big fan of this individual. Talent, his mindset, just the way he thinks about things, and his strategy. Typically, here at Crypto for Life, what we typically do is we go over the markets first. We'll go into Twitter, look at the vibes, kind of look at the mindset, what's going on in the industry. But you know, we're going to do a couple things backwards today. And we're also going to do our daily drawing here on the show. We do daily drawings. We do weekly free crypto giveaways every Friday evening, guys. For those of you guys who are new, also make sure you hit the thumbs up and like button. Also go over to our Telegram and become a part of our family. Ain't that right, Mike Tatner? Guys, we're super excited as well as I see Mike Tatner's name. We also now have memberships, which is very, very humbling. You know, we were approved through YouTube. For those of you guys who are new, who don't know, we're able to monetize the channel. We're now able to have memberships. That's really incredible. So to see Mike Tatner, Shane Sullivan, Jimmy Gonzalez, what's up, my brother? How you doing, my man? Crypto OGs in the house. Jay Barry says, Craig, we're ready for you to repeat the same amazing facts. That's right, Craig's a legend. And we're going to talk about it, guys. So without further ado, guys, we're going to, like I said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. And we're also going to do a live giveaway after we're done with Craig. We're going to do a live crypto giveaway. We like giving things away here. You know, we do a lot of charitable work. For those of you guys who haven't catched our previous streams, we do a lot of charitable work. We've sent a lot of money back to Nigeria. We sponsored a lot of young people in basketball, taking them shopping, kids that couldn't afford to go to school. We've helped with, just different things as far as my wife and I going back to different countries and painting orphanages and things. And we've covered that on our show. We've showed videos. We're very, very giving here. We love helping people. We love uplifting people. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to this guy here, Craig. So we're going to go and bring Craig on because he's a giver. He's about the people. He's about keeping it 100. Lex already knows. Lex says, hell yeah. Shane Sullivan. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's bring my man, Craig. Are you there? My man, Craig. I got to unmute Craig. My bad. I have to unmute.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
Good. Man, good to be on your show, man.
Man, I am so honored. You guys have no idea. Typically in life, you go through, being an ex-professional basketball player and getting to meet a lot of guys through basketball, also playing a lot of celebrity games. Oh, my God, I watched this guy in the movie. Craig is one of those guys for me, man, that means a lot to me in that aspect. When I first got into crypto, I got in back in 2017, but as I was kind of taking my journey, trying to find real people. What I mean by real people, I'm talking about people who keep it 100, people who don't shill, people who don't, they're just not, they don't give people a bunch of false hope, he keeps it 100 all the time. And I think I really respect that about you, Craig.
Thanks, man.
As I watch your show, I just, I was one of those guys that started off in crypto trading, took courses and all those type of things, but never really, I think, was on the level that you're on right now. And so I would always go to you. And the way I want to start this is just, if you don't mind, just give us a idea of, how and when you started in crypto. When did that journey start for you?
It started in 2017. I think it was March, April-ish, somewhere around in there. Before that, I was into penny stocks, and everybody from penny stocks was kind of slowly shifting over to crypto because the volatility was a lot like penny stocks, right? So, and that was the new thing that was coming up. Everybody was talking about it, and I kind of ventured over there and been here ever since.
Wow. Now, did you start because I know you're very big. For those of you guys who don't know, Craig is massively huge on YouTube. Again, I've recommended, even the show I used to co-host, I recommended everyone there. I talk about him to all my friends. We talk about him daily, pretty much on the show here. I think I see a lot of people in our audience that have gone over to talk to him in regards to what he's doing and follow and support him. When did you start your YouTube channel, Craig? That's, how far into your journey?
Actually, my first video, I believe, was right at the end of 2018. And I was actually trying to tell people that was the bottom. That's when I first started actually buying Bitcoin. Before that, I was more playing with Litecoin.
Okay.
But yeah, right at the bottom, I think that was my first video. And then, like I said, I was just doing it for fun, getting on there and kind of just show them what I was. And then it just, started taking off. I think Crypto Zombie had me on his show, and then it, just went from there. And I enjoy doing it. And I hope that, people can learn from it. I'm not here to tell anybody when to buy, sell, short, long. I'll tell people what I'm doing, but basically I just want people to understand the markets. It's amazing how they're so, I can't even think of the word for it, but they're just, markets always react the same, and they're based on human emotions. So you get a lot of the same patterns, and it's just the markets amaze me. The charts amaze me. I've been hooked on them for a long time. It's almost like an addiction. So
wow. Well, my story, I kind of shared it with you a little bit before we went live. Is I went from professional ball to as a motivational speaker, got into crypto in 17, was very fortunate. I started off trading, then I became like this guy that just dove into all these different projects and did my due diligence. Me and my wife were very fortunate to turn a very reasonable profit into millions of dollars. We took off 3 years ago and started traveling the world. I told you we started buying land and developing, and I became intrigued about what could I use Bitcoin for. I started going to like car lots. Would you accept Bitcoin? And a lot of them told me no, but it was just like it was a certain high when you walked into a car lot. And like, yeah, we'll take Bitcoin. Okay, I'll take 3 of your cars. And it was just nuts, man. And I shared with you like our land, our 5 acres in Vegas, our 2 acres in Utah. We bought them all with crypto, and it's been such a blessing. And then I had a friend of mine that asked me to co-host about 6-7 months ago. I started co-hosting, and then I realized he's like, man, maybe you should start your own show. So we've been at it for almost 3 or 4 months now. Been super blessed, but so that's kind of my journey for those of you guys who haven't heard my journey. And what we're doing is we have a community in which we're just trying to uplift people, give them the right information to help them get to the next level in crypto as well. So we cover Monday through Friday, Craig, here. We cover a coin a day. And the reason there's a reason I'm telling you this. Saturday, we call it Saturday Vibes, and Sunday, we call it Sunday Fun Day. And so we go live 7 days a week. The reason I'm saying this is because I know you're more of a diehard Bitcoin guy. And one of the things I always say is this, is that I don't shill anything. But I think it's one of the responsibilities that I always took upon myself is to cover things out there, good or bad, controversial or not, so that people know if it's crap, I'm gonna call it crap, whatever the case may be. So we kind of cover all those things, and we have a lot of fun. Now getting back into you, the thing that and I want to get right into it. December, I think it was December 2021, was it, or 2019?
December 2021 is where I made the Amazon Creative Bitcoin.
Okay, that's what it was. And so you made that chart, and man, I tell you what, I almost felt like a guy who watched his buddy get picked on, and I just started running over. I said, man, this, because people are just coming at you, and I mean,
they still are.
Man, you're talking about a time where Bitcoin was at 68, 69, whatever it was. And all people could see, I mean, people went out, and I was calling some people online. I said, you guys are crazy, selling houses, and it's going to go to 100, it's going to 500. And here's this one guy out of, who's been around and, respectfully in, a pretty decent amount of time, says, oh no, we're going down. And it's funny because I watched it. I watch you tell people, you're going to regret it at 50, you're going to be in denial at 40, you're going to be holy crap at 30, and then you're going to be devastated at 20. And people are like, oh, you're freaking crazy. And man, I swear, I watched it happen. I watch your show every stinking day. And I was sitting back going, oh my God, these guys just don't get it. So, just talk about that, what you went through, and the fact that how you stay so strong in your conviction, man. I guess, the charts don't lie.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Once I find something in the charts and it's playing out, until it invalidates, there's no reason for me to change my view. And sometimes it can be tough with everybody thinking one thing. So I got to kind of a lot of this stuff is emotion. So you got to try to not get emotional when in trading, which is not always an easy thing. I'm not perfect at it. I can get a little angry at some of these comments and stuff. And and most of my anger is just like, especially on the way down from the top up there with how sure people were we were going to 100,000. I felt bad for them people because I couldn't stop thinking of all the money that people were pouring into it. And, and I hate to see where a lot of those people are right now, financially. So, like I said, there's invalidation and validation points. Until it's invalidated, I have no reason to change my mind yet. if you watch the channel, you know, I've been talking a lot about the 55 EMA on the weekly. That's what I'm looking at. If I get an open and close above that, I'll start to consider the bottoms in. Is that a guarantee the bottom's in? No, but there's a good possibility it's in if we do that before getting those lower lows. And then I'll start laddering in if that's the case. If we open and close the weekly up, and yeah, that might be at 26, 27,000, maybe even 28,000, but I'm not buying at 64,000, right? So I'm still doing better off than, you know, being way up at the top. And it's risk management. You know, I'm managing my risk. I don't want to get stuck, you know, up here. So say it does go down to my lower lows. I buy a bunch up here at 25,000. I could have bought a lot more at 10,000 or 5,000.
Sure.
You know, so.
You know, you said something key right now, and I have to kind of give you credit, man, because you're part of the reason that I got into, you know, because again, being on some of the biggest stages in the world, speaking around the world and what I did, YouTube was different. And when I watched you, there was a certain integrity that you had that made me feel like, okay, I got a responsibility. And I say that because you just said something that was just profound to me when you said a lot of people were saying 100, 150, whatever. And the problem is that I don't think enough YouTube influencers take responsibility for going out there misleading people. I've seen it happen time and time again. I've seen people get wrecked. As soon as there's a little bit of a pump, they go, but oh, we're going to the moon. And you're one of those guys that just stay consistent. So kudos to you, man, because I think that inspired me to get on and say, you know what, I need to tell the truth. I need to go out there and give people an option of, you know, just facts, man, and keeping it 100. I think that's why the people that you know, that I have now and that I continue to have come into the show, into our family, can appreciate it because I keep it 100, and I think I'm following your lead on that.
Yeah, man, and kudos to that. That's, you know, I just can't. I don't want to be in a point I can't sleep at night, right? Knowing I did something that I didn't believe in.
That's right.
And a lot of that, like the 100,000, where everybody was, you know, pretty much everybody was guaranteeing it was going to 100,000. That's right. And right around that time, back in 2018 and 19, where I was getting into Bitcoin heavily, I was telling all my friends, you know, buy. And, you know, at that time, we were talking $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Nobody wanted anything to do with it. Well, when we broke 60,000, I was getting phone calls on how to buy. And it's like,
Jesus, isn't that something?
You could have bought it 5,000 and it was too much money. It's 60,000 now, and you're trying to buy. So the top's pretty damn close if it's not in. That was my, you know, once everybody's on one page, and a lot of the reason it went that high is because of all the YouTubers and all the, you know, popular people and screaming that, getting people in, and now, you know, there's a lot of people stuck up there, and I'm a firm believer. I think Bitcoin will eventually get back up there. I think it's going to take a lot longer than a lot of people do, but it will eventually get back up there. I'm a bull in the long term. I am a bull in the long term. Just it's a pretty long term, right? So,
and I love that about you, man. I've actually defended you to some friends, you know, because they'll say, "Oh, he's just a bear," and I'm like, "Bro, you don't get it. Why would Craig want to be a bear? Craig's life is based off, you know, his future, what he's doing for his family is based off of understanding where crypto is going to go. So no, he's a long-term bull, which is what I am. Right. But he's just, you know, he's giving you a perspective in the short term, long term, and looking at everything. And you're not just, what I love about you, Craig, is you don't just look at crypto with a bunch of hopium. You look at everything around the world. You look at what's going on with the Dixie, everything else, and you're giving people a perspective that I think is probably one of the most truthful perspectives out there, because if people don't pay attention to what's going on in the world, you can get wrecked, because people act like Bitcoin is, you know, the almighty, like it can go against, you know, things like COVID or things happening in other countries or the dollar taking off to the moon. I mean, people have to understand it's bigger than just crypto.
Yeah. All the markets are tied together, right? Because who's in control of the markets in reality is the people with a lot of money, right? So whatever they're doing in one area, they're going to be doing all over, you know, different stuff all over. But you can kind of see how it all intertwines. Like everything is one in all the markets, and now crypto is part of that. So it still depends on traditional markets. So traditional markets, you know, stocks and stuff don't rally if people are broke. They're not buying it. So and that's another thing to look at. You know, if you know people living paycheck to paychecks and stuff, it's pretty rough right now. They don't have extra money to spend, so there's not going to be a whole lot of new money coming in like people are trying to, push, unless these traditional markets turn around and things start picking up. Once that happens, then everything will start moving on more to the upward trajectory again. But until then, I got a lot of people that I watch, struggle daily on everything right now. And that just is a feel for what's going on worldwide and market wide.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's a couple things that you said that kind of made me think of something. The first thing is a quote from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says, "Never sacrifice integrity for growth." And I think that's something that I've seen watching your show. You never sacrifice your integrity for growth. Because I look at your channel, I say, this dude should be with his mind. I almost feel like you're one of the best hidden gems in the space.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
To the point where I look at your channel, I go, if there's anybody that deserves to have 1 million followers, it's this guy. And I think because you don't sacrifice integrity for growth, because, hey, you probably could be at 500,000 if you just went out there saying a bunch of nonsense, right?
Oh, yeah. If I start screaming Bitcoin's going to the moon, same to you. If you just start screaming that every day, your channel is going to blow up, because that's what people want to hear, right? It's easier to buy something.
That's right.
And think you're going to get rich than to actually have to work at it. And if you're showing people that it's not easy, they're not going to want to, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They want to hear it's easy.
And I think this is something else you just said right now. We have to take accountable and responsibility for the people that watch us, that to keep the information right. Because like you said, you don't what might be in a position for one person as far as their investment, it may not be the situation for another. Right. Money is very hard to come by, especially right now in the times that we're in right now. When you've got sometimes both parents working a job or maybe even a couple jobs and things like that, and what happens, they get more crap, so they're just kind of broker at a higher level. I think when I think about the crypto space, Craig, I think people who are in it, they understand where they want to be at, but a lot of times people don't have a freaking plan in place. And I always tell people, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have some type of structure in your journey, it's almost like, I remember I used to watch my son. I would go to a track. He did what's called like the long distance running or whatever. I can't think of like the marathon or whatever. And he was so proud that dad was there. He would just take off running, and he would just take off his. He would be way ahead of everybody else, and then he would just blow up, and just all of a sudden you would see this kid that was like 300 pounds, and I'm not saying that to be facetious, that would eventually pass my son because he's like. So he took off running, but he didn't understand the long term of the race. Right. And so, he went from, Dad, look at me, to like disappointment because he was in last place every time until he figured it out. I think a lot of times people have to understand that's the way crypto is. Right now, a lot of the big time money didn't get in at 4,000. They saw what we saw. They saw what was going on. They didn't get in at 10,000 like you said. They start buying in at 30. Because they were waiting for validation. They were waiting for certain things to be in place. And then what happens, all the people, like you said, they're running the race and they're buying in at 50, 60 something thousand. And all of a sudden it drops down. And because they're not paying attention, especially to someone like yourself, where all of a sudden it starts retracing down. We just saw 16. We're at 24. And I don't know why people don't understand, Craig. They're in such doubt that we can go to 10 when we went from 68 to 16. I just don't get that mindset. And so my whole thing is, I think where a lot of people are going to lose in this race, and I want you to kind of comment on this, is that they sprint out of what they see at 68,000 whatever. Now they're stuck, and all the institutions that came in at 20 and 30, they're going to ride this thing out. And so what I'm trying to say is they're going to see big money get even bigger money because they played it the right way.
Right. Yeah. And the back to emotions, when something's going up, it's hard to sell because it feels like it's going to continue going up forever. And you're looking at how much money you made. And then once it comes back down and you're showing some negative, then it's even harder to sell because you don't want to sell at a loss. And that's what happens in bear markets. People ride them all the way down, just hoping that this is the bottom, this is the bottom, this is the bottom, all the way down. And that's where I know what tweet you're talking about, where I posted, you're going to regret it from 40 to 30. And it's just, that's how bear markets work. And I've been in them. I lost a lot of money, learning the trade, a lot of money. But yeah, if you're going to play in the market, you got to not put in more than you're willing to lose. And that's so important because if you have more money than you can lose in there, your decisions are going to be all over the place. You're probably going to sell the bottom, buy the top, sell the bottom, or, and I don't know. It's too many like I said, just people just really got to watch what they put in there. And your main goal in any market should be protect your capital.
That's right.
That's huge. That's, the biggest part of risk management is protect your capital, and take profits. How many people did you watch, buy into Shiba and things like that? And they were a millionaire one day and it was gone the next. I mean, that's they,
Yeah.
if you get to see that much money, at least pull out what you put in to make it.
That's right. That's right. And it's funny because you talk about I think there was an insurance commercial on TV where a guy goes, "I'm a millionaire. I'm a thousandaire. I'm a millionaire."
Yeah. I mean, that's really what happened too. Just crazy.
Yeah, that's so. The next thing I want to ask before we get into charting, and obviously you're going to show us some stuff as far as I want you to explain your mindset and theory. Really quickly before we get into that, what do you feel about everything that's happened from Luna, Celsius, Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, and why are people so quick to forget that as if we're still not in the midst of all that with lawsuits and CEOs walking away from companies and layoffs and I just don't understand why people don't think that with regulation can also help your theory. And because what was the .com bubble pop? It was a scam washout. Well, what are we living in right now? A bunch of scams. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was exactly my point when I first started talking about that chart and I first found it. Looking back at what happened in the .com bubble, you had all these .com, just crazy .coms. Every you could buy anything and it would go up and you were making money. Everyone was excited. And then come to find out, a lot of it was just scammers creating pages and making promises, kind of like, altcoins and white papers.
Right.
And the washout washed all that stuff out. And that's not to say everything gets washed out, right? There were a lot of things, Amazon, Google, a lot of stuff succeeded out of it.
Right.
But so much had to get washed out. And that money that got pulled out of all the scammy stuff eventually went back in. And that's what created the big, Amazon and Google, everything shooting way up because all the money got out of the scams. There was less successful ones in there. So that money came back in and pushed all that other stuff up. And I think that's what's, happening with crypto. A lot of this stuff has got to get washed out. And there's so many greedy people in here just doing nasty stuff, just taking people's money left and right with, how many, I don't even know how many cryptos there are anymore. It's like 20,000 or something, bro, or more maybe.
And here was so bananas. I've been in since you've been in, which is 2017. Like I said,
there was like 2,000 back then.
Yeah, it was 2000. and I mean, Bitcoin's just been one crazy roller coaster. Like I said, I lived it. It's semi-retired us. It's brought a lot of, opportunity to us. And that's what I'm sharing with our family daily. But I will say this, and I know you can validate this. There were coins that were in the top 20 that no longer here anymore, and that's what's so crazy. And this is before Celsius and Luna, and so my thing is, and man, I always tell people, and again, guys, remember, nothing we talk about is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. This is for entertainment purposes only. We're only documenting our journey in the evolution of money. But I say this. I'm at the position right now where I just don't. What if, Craig? What if? And I want you to. This is a what if, God. Please don't hold this against me for anybody who's invested. What if something happens to Binance or USDT? Because there's a lot of controversy behind USDT not wanting to get fully audited. There was even an article I shared on my Twitter where CZ he admitted at one point that they were not backed dollar for dollar. For a minute there, they were not. And then finally, everything kind of caught up. But, and again, this is not hating. I'm just one of those people that I got to keep it 100 because there were people, I mean, you guys got to remember, 1 minute, you're in the front of Forbes for $30 million. The next minute, you say you got 100,000 and you're probably one of the biggest criminals in the country. It can happen. And that's what people, like, I heard you 100%. I heard you say on Miss Crypto because one of my friends were saying, well, this particular, and I'm not going to talk about this coin because I'm invested and I don't want to piss anybody off. But this particular coin, they have they built the stadium where the Lakers are at, and they just and look, me on Christmas Day when that became official on Christmas Day, me and my wife were there right next to Kevin Hart and everything. We were right there, so I'm a believer in that particular project. I'm not going to bash it. Well, FTX was going to do that for Miami Heat. Okay, so what the hell does that mean? Look what happened to him. So the
Right.
point I'm just trying to make, man, is that there is no guarantees, and we just better hope that it doesn't get worse before it gets
Right.
better. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that could possibly be the the next big leg down if it happens. It could have something to do with Binance. Am I say they're going under? No, I'm not saying they're going under. Could they? Yes, but something is going to happen. I've showed my BNB chart a lot. It's looking a lot like Luna looked right before it crashed. FTT before it crashed. It's like I said, it's the charts. I go by the charts. I really don't pay attention to the news and all that stuff. Just because it's like the chart will show you something, and then all of a sudden, after you've seen, and made a prediction in the chart, some kind of news story out of nowhere will come in and it'll make it go there. It'll look like it makes it go there.
Right.
So, I have tons of theories why that happens, why it really happens. I can't say I know for sure because I'm not part of it. Right. So
I always use the analogy.
really strange.
I always use the analogy, Craig. What I feel like is happening right now, and again, to everyone who's listening, I hope you can understand this analogy. It's kind of like when an officer, and I'm gonna use this kindly, wants to stop a car but doesn't have a good enough reason to, but it just needs something like a broken taillight, something. I feel like right now the powers to be is going to utilize all this crap that just happened to go in and just really push their narrative, whatever it is, and really come hard. And I think a lot of people are saying, well, what's going on? We don't see a lot of things happening. When you don't see things happening, that's when it should be scary, because behind closed doors, I think there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of things that they're trying to do right now with regulation and just so. That is one of the reasons. Then you see what's happening with BUSD and Paxos and all these different things. So again, this is not to call anything out. I'm being very careful in my own investments. I'm being very careful in my strategy. I'm using this time to be a great student, to really just look at everything as a whole, to continuously look and follow your show and keep updated with the chart. So what is your perspective on that right before we go into you doing some charting?
Yeah, so I've been saying that for a while. I think we're in the midst of the biggest money grab in history, and that being all markets, right? I talk about it a lot, talking about like how news makes, what the news does to make stuff move. Before the markets crash, almost every single time you'll see them push gold and silver really hard, right. Really hard. There'll be commercials on constantly. Gold's going to blah, blah, blah. Silver's going to get in now, buy now. Well, those people that are making them commercials, if it's going up that far, why would they sell it for cash
right.
to you? Why would they be pushing it on you, right? And then that's always supposed to be a safe haven. Now, physical, I think it is a little safe to get some physical gold and silver. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you look back, every time the markets have had a recession or a big crash, gold and silver go down with it. The only thing that rises is the DXY. And that's in every crash, it's always pushed fear of the dollar is going to nothing. The dollar is going to be worthless. But yet all the smart money sells everything. They get in the dollar goes way up. Everything else comes down. And then once the dollar is high, everything else is down, then they shift. They go back into everything else.
That's right.
They scared everyone out of the dollar. They had everybody buying markets, and then they took the money and just keep playing the game over and over.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they have the blue screen to tell everybody what to do, and that's why I always say if they're telling you to do something on TV, do the opposite.
That's right. I mean,
crazy.
Isn't that crazy? And it's funny because even when we're at when we're sitting around that 16,000 mark, everyone, it's just amazing to me how there was over $1 billion in less than 30 days that was grabbed. I mean, it's just crazy. And if
it is,
think
it's
that's
nuts.
Manipulation, it's just bananas, man. It's bananas how it's right in front of us.
It's like a game, man.
Yeah,
it's a game, and don't try to beat them. Just try to play along with them, man. That's the way.
That's the best thing you can do. So at this point, I know we've got a lot of people here. I see a lot of incredible people in. Shouts out to my man Crypto Tales for the super chat and all the incredible people watching. I know what's on everyone's mind right now, and that is, can you show us your mindset in the charts. And I think, one of the things I love about you, Craig, I always tell people this. I always say people who say things that they can validate is always the best people to follow. And what I like about you is you always stick to the chart. So it's not whether you like Craig or not, or Craig sticks to the facts. And so I would love for you to kind of get into your chart and show us some of the things that you're looking at.
Yeah, man. We'll start out with the good old Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. I know people are sick of it, and people always say you talk about the same things every day. Well, because I don't make anything up, right? I'm just showing what I'm seeing, and nothing has changed. And this is the .com to Bitcoin chart, right? I've went over like all the peaks. If you look back here, this hump here, that's why I think we're definitely going down to at least these levels. We usually go past that in a bubble pop. Okay. I've showed other bubble pops too. Let's see. There's another one. There's Nintendo, the same thing. You get that bull rally that everyone gets super bullish before coming back down. There's another one on Sony there. But that's what happened when bubbles pop and markets go down, and it's not a bad thing, and it doesn't mean that crypto is dead or Bitcoin's dead. It's actually a good thing. Right. The lower we get here, I think the better off we'll be. Right. If this is the bottom, I talked about it the whole year about breaking this would be the false bottom, the weekly trend line on the RSI. We did break it, so that is possible that this was the false bottom, but that doesn't mean we're not still getting a lower low. So I think we're going to still go down to that 75 to 9,500. And that will be a good place to get in, right? Even if we do have our lower low after that, which I still think is definitely a good possibility that we get down to this 35 to 4,500. September, October. That's another thing. When I first made this, I said September, October is when the true bottom would be, and I still think that's the case. So, and that was, over a year ago when I talked about that, and we were way up here. People just thought that was absolutely insane, and we would never go below 20 again, which we did. But yeah, so I'm still looking at this. Right there is my invalidation point. I have it at 25.8. The 55 EMA is actually lower, but 25.8 is where I would need to see a weekly candle open and close. That means the same candle has to open and close above 25.8, and then I would start to consider that maybe the bottom is in over here. But until that happens, there's no reason for me to believe that we're not going lower. Let's look at the monthly. This is what we had been watching all month. Where are we at here? Right here. This is. So the monthly, I was showing this hidden bearish divergence, right? We made a lower low or a lower high on the price action and a higher high on the RSI down here. And hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. So if you have hidden bullish divergence, and you're in a bull trend, it's bullish. If you have hidden bearish, and that's powerful. Hidden divergence is very powerful. And I had talked about as long as is closed last month, which was yesterday, as long as we closed below 23,327, which we did, that we were still confirming it. And I had said that doesn't mean we can't go up a little bit this month before going down, because almost every candle you look at, it's going to have a wick, right? It doesn't just turn around that direction right there. But I'm still looking at that. I still believe that is a confirmation of the hidden bearish divergence here, and we'll probably see this roll over and continue down. Another thing, a lot of people talk about this being hidden bullish divergence, right? The lower lows over here. Pull the chart up. But going off of, this low here to this low, we made a higher low, right? And then we made a lower low. So that would be hidden bearish divergence. But you got to go off of the last high. And then you go to the next low, which was right here, and that there's no divergence there. It's going that way. So looking at this high or this low to this low is insignificant. That doesn't play out, because you could have done that over here, right? But let's look at, if you look at before we made the high here, it would show the same thing, right? This is lower lows, and then you had higher lows here, so that should be bullish. But you got to go after the high, right? So you got to go right here. There was no divergence there. So a lot of people are pushing that out there as, you know, a reason it's got to go up. But technically, we've had no bullish divergence in the monthly, even right here. Now, you can argue we had bullish divergence in the weekly, which we did right here. We had higher lows and then lower lows in the price action. So that was bullish, but that's this move here. That's showing us we're going up. And then what did we create? More hidden bearish divergence right here. Higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. Right? So this move should be done. This signaled bullish divergence should be done here. Again, bear market rally. Right. It does look like, now I drew this up here yesterday in yesterday's video, that we could be forming a reversal diamond here. So that's something to watch for on the weekly. But again, this is a weekly. This takes time to play out. Right now, we are obviously got rejected right at, let me remove these real quick, which has been my invalidation point forever. Weekly, we hit the 55 EMA. I mean, perfectly. But we're still below the 200 EMA and the 55 EMA. And if you look, we've never been below the 200 EMA like this. Wow. We've had wicks below, but look how long we've been below opening and closing. That's totally different behavior than we've ever seen before, right? So it just tells me, and even in the world, we're having totally different behavior than we ever seen before. So it's everything is still pointing bearish to me. So this, to me, all this was the RSI resetting for more downside. I mean, look how much the RSI went up, but the price really didn't go up that much. That's right. It's ready to come back down, in my opinion. And that's, you know, that's in a nutshell what I'm looking at. We can go into the smaller time frames if you want. Absolutely. There's the daily. We'll go over. So I do have this. I've showed guys this. You know, in the bullish case, we could get one more push up, and if we do get that open and close above 25.8, like I said, I would consider the bottom in, but not saying 100% the bottom's in, because we still have 31.5. Now, if we get above that, then I pretty much say the bottom's probably in, but there's always a possibility we get up here. I'd put a long in, or maybe start dabbling getting in if we open and close the weekly above 25.8, but I'd probably start getting out around 31.5, come down. Now, that's the bullish case. I don't think that's going to happen, but, you know, depends on what the charts do right here. We get back below this trend line here, and all that is a clone trend line from these two wicks, which was a falling channel. And I'm not real confident in this channel anymore because we already broke back down in it above. But this lines up, that 22,380 lines up with the 55 EMA here. Again, if we break below that, then I'd be looking for around 18,000. If we break below that, 13. Now, that doesn't mean, see, what a lot of people don't understand when I'm showing like the daily chart and stuff, that doesn't mean we see it in a day, right? This look how choppy all this is. It takes a while for this to happen. But if we do break to 18, I see us going to at least somewhere around, depending on how quick it would get down here, 13.7 to maybe 12.5, somewhere in this range. And that would be sometime the middle of March to end of March. But if we break this bottom trend line, that's why I started looking for the false bottom call that I had been calling for February or March. February's gone. We still have March. Be 75 to 8,500, and then expect a big rally there. And maybe that's the bottom. I don't think it will be, but maybe it is. Either way, it'd be a good time to get in here. That's right. But I do think we would get another false rally after that, and our true bottom being sometime in September, October of this year. Right. Unless, like I said, unless it's invalidated. I showed the invalidation point, and that's when I will change from bearish to bullish. Let's go into the 4 hour. So here's the 4 hour. Looking at this as a rising broadening wedge. And I kind of drew this in a while back, what it might look like, just to show how it can take time, right? But right now, this is, let me put so people know the numbers to watch for here. Right now, this is the next area I'm looking for a break. 23.2, we break below that. We do have a high volume node right here. On this red line, which is the BRVP indicator. Right. It just shows, you know, volume in certain areas. Would be around the 23,000. So we break the 23, And that gives me my measured move that we put up over here when this broke around 2250. And then this bottom blue trend line, this breaks and we're pretty much headed to 18, no doubt. I do believe after the 22. And again, this could be sometime this month, anytime this month. Doesn't mean it goes straight down.
Right.
But on the other note, we start breaking up, get above that 25.8, open and close a weekly. We could, break back above this top trend line. Right now, you're just doing nothing in here. You're just bouncing around.
Right.
But yeah, I still see a very good chance of breaking down here.
And I think
nothing is telling me any different yet.
And I think that's one of the things that I appreciate about watching you work and watching your charting is because a lot of times people who don't understand charting, I come from a background of charting, so does a couple people here in the group. And when you're watching this, you're not saying, and you said it multiple times in the stream, you're not saying this is going to happen overnight, this is going to happen in a few hours. You've even said, hey, we could get up, if we invalidate these certain points, we can get up to 30,000 before we head back down. And people don't tend to listen to that. Or when you say 8,000 or whatever, oh, no, but we're at 24, we're going to 50. And it's like, and so when you were showing the kind of the no man's land right there where we're kind of moving around, that's where a lot of the YouTubers get in. And that's what people understand. It's like every stinking day there's a new call. If it goes down to 22 something, which we saw a few days ago,
they change their views constantly.
Every week there's a different.
Something else I wanted to point out, just to give a feel of this, and this isn't something people think about, but look at how much of a pump this was back from 30, so say 33,000 all the way up to 48,000. So that was a little over $15,000 pump, right? And look how much Bitcoin costs. That was a lot of money that it needed to push it that high, right? A lot more than you need to push it here. And we haven't even moved, let's see, 15.4 to 25.3. So we moved 10,000 here. $10,000. So it took a lot less money. So there's not as much money coming in as there was back here. No. Right? Not even close. Nowhere near. Less than.
And when you're sitting way up there, Craig, people are just in denial. And look at those candles coming down. My gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what happens in a bear market. You stair step up and you crash on down. I mean, that's typical market. There's a lot of fear in here. Once certain levels break, everybody starts dumping. And I think that's what'll end up happening here.
I think one of the things that it's funny because your charts, even like I said, back when you were talking about 68,000, you couldn't foresee SBF. You couldn't foresee Celsius or Luna. But what you did know, compared to the dot-com bubble, that there's probably a lot of scams lingering in this space. We could see it. We could see all these things. And guess what? They played out. And so it's not like you had a crystal ball. It just made sense based off what you saw in the dot-com bubble, where we're sitting in it right now. We're literally in the midst of it. And there's still, like we just talked about 10, 15 minutes ago, what if this happens? What if that happens? And that could be bloody candles in this whole equation of what you're talking about right now.
Right. Definitely a possibility. And speaking of Luna, and I don't know what day it was, but if you look at the day it crashed, you go back and watch my video. I think it was the day before. It might even have been that morning. I think it was somewhere. It was over $100, and I was showing my chart and saying that it looked like it was going to $30.
Right.
And so I was off on how far down, but I knew it was going to be a big drop, and people were like, $30, no way. And then the next day I'm watching it and I'm like, holy crap, this thing is blew through 30 like butter. But it was in the charts, and that's the same thing. That's why I'm saying the things I'm saying about BNB right here. It's ready to crash. It might take another 30 to 90 days, but if it plays out this pattern, it's gonna probably do the same thing as everything else done. Luna done this, FTT, plenty other charts, but I just show this one because of what happened with FTT, and it's just showing the same pattern. That's why I think Binance is in trouble. Again, I'm not claiming I know that they're doing anything shady or anything like that, but the charts are saying that there's probably something really bad going to happen.
I think one of the things that I look at as you have this .com bubble chart up right now is it's not very often that we get to take a look into the future. That just
Right.
there's no time machine or anything like that. But when you look at the .com bubble, if anyone really pays attention to that and then how you have migrated that into your thinking as far as charting, it's almost like you're getting a vision of what to be careful with. And then as we see Luna and Celsius and SBF play out, it's almost like you have a holy crap moment. Like, how did
Yeah.
Craig know this? How could this possible? How could this be possible? And what if that continues with other things happening? It just validates that it's possible. And if it's possible, that means it's almost like we got a sneak peek of what could possibly happen moving forward, and people need to pay attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you look at it, like I said, this is, and it's not just the .com bubble. It's a pattern. It's a market pattern. Like even businesses and everything else gets, when markets are this euphoric, they're over leveraging, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and they're part of the crash. They go under. Look at Three Arrows Capital and things like that. They're all part of this. They're literally what makes this happen. And you can look back. Let's see. Yeah, just like here, they always come back to their mean, right?
Right.
They always return to their mean. A true bubble pop will always come back down to its mean. Sony over here, it just, it's just a pattern, and that's why I stick to my guns on it, because that's always what it does.
It's funny,
right?
Because I tell people all the time, I say, I don't think, if you think for 1 minute that, and again, this is not to beat up the guy, I know he's down already, but if you think for 1 minute that SBF came in here and figured out how to do what he did on his own, no, he came in it and saw what other people were doing and just did it on a bigger time frame. And that's why you see all these companies falling one by one. He didn't invent the scam or the things that they're doing. He just saw what was happening, going, holy crap, I can be a part of this too, and then just did it on a bigger scale, and then start paying people off to just continue the scam to go. And so that, what I'm saying is, if he saw this from other people, you better believe that there's I'm not going to mention things, but like, it was almost like that one time where one comes, oops, we accidentally sent $400 million over here. And then when you look at that, it's like, dude, did you not just inflate these guys? But is that what you guys do behind closed doors? So, and you see this with so many different exchanges that got, they're in, I wouldn't say in cahoots, but they got these relationships. If they get audited, we can show this, then we send the money back. And so there's just a lot of things I think they're going to reveal themselves. I'm a big student of the game. I try to keep it 100 like you do.
Yeah. And that's reason for, regulation. People think regulation is so bad, but honestly, it's needed. And I know people say stuff like they say they're trying to help you, but really they're not.
That's right.
It depends on how you look at it. That are they trying to help you? No, probably not. But they don't want scammers getting all the money, right?
That's right.
And unfortunately, this space has left a lot of room for shady people to do shady things.
That's right.
But it's, it'll all turn around. It'll wash, once the washout's over, everybody can get all happy again and watch crypto go back up. I think it may take quite a bit of time, and I've talked about that before. But just to show I am a huge bull, here is the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, and you can see what happened. It took a long time, but I mean, you can see what happened in the, years to come. It's huge.
What I want to add to what you're saying, Craig? This is what I want to say to everyone that's listening today. What you're showing is not a bad thing. To me, it's a necessary thing. And this is why. As this plays out, all it does by washing all the bad characters out is it then presents the opportunity for the big institutions to say, okay, you know what? We're at a solid bottom. There's regulatory things in place. Now we can go in. And man, if we capture just a percentage, Michael Saylor was talking about this not too long ago. He goes, if we got 10% of everyone to trust this industry and come over as far as big institutions, he goes, I see $1 million Bitcoin. I see a $5 million Bitcoin. You got Kathy Woods that called out $1.7 million Bitcoin in the next 7 years. They see it. Big money understand. And all it takes, if big money starts migrating to this industry, Craig, and it's not going to happen while there's Lunas and Celsius and SBFs in the space. It's not going to happen. And that's why
they want to feel safe. Yeah, right. You got to get rid of the who wants to put their money who has big money that really wants to put that on an exchange right now. Right. I mean, and feel safe. It's kind of hard to do.
Well, and that's what I like about a lot of these guys, and especially I kind of talked about Michael Saylor. He says, look, He goes, all this stuff has to play out. Everything that's going on has to play out. He goes, because when my friends, and he was talking about big money people, he goes, when these guys, there was this IT conversation he was having with some big guys, some legendary investors. He goes, when the market starts trusting crypto and these guys see what we see, and just 10%, just 1% of that, but he said if 10% of that money comes in, he goes, can I see a $5 million Bitcoin? Or this, he goes, hell yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like long term, many, many, many moons from now, yes, it can get there. But people have to understand, not only does this have to happen, but as Craig is saying this, don't look at Craig in a negative. Look at this as that this has to happen. He's giving you everything you need to understand that I think this will be the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. I don't think our kids, or anybody in the future will ever see this again. We're living in the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind, in my opinion.
Yeah, this will be like back in the dot-com bubble, and I'm not sure where that chart is. If I have it up here, I think it might be behind my sharing. Here, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, see if I can find it, and I'll get back on.
Yeah, no worries. And while he's doing that, guys, I'm going to send some shouts out to everybody. My beautiful queen with the super chat, Jeanette, I love you so much. Appreciate you. We got Pre-Direct in the house. How you doing, my friend? We got JC. I appreciate you. Big Dog Status. Shane Sullivan, I see you. Crypto Tales, the man, the myth, the legend. I appreciate you, my man. Crypto Tales. We're going to definitely be playing some of your music and doing free crypto giveaways. Guys, make sure you guys stick around when Craig leaves us. He's done such an amazing job. We're going to do some free crypto giveaways, and we're also going to do a drawing. We do crypto giveaways every single week, and we do daily drawings every single day. Big Dog Status is in the house. We got Jay Barry. We got Duh Ray's in the house. How you doing, my friend? We've got, let's see here, Tamer. Welcome to the stream. We appreciate you very much. Beekeeper69's in the house. Kevin, how you doing, my friend? I see you out there. We got a lot of amazing people in here, guys. GT, how you doing? Bullish Big D, my man, Pots and Pans. Frankie Legends in the house. How you doing, my friend? Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Chris, I see you, my friend. Kevin is in the house. How you doing, my man? All right, good to see you. Who's that? M. Ladden. Good to see you. Appreciate your support. Cosman is in the house. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the show, Joe. Dave G's in the house. Lex, love that name. Joe's in the house. We've got Big Bro 10. How you doing, my friend? Richard H, Crypto OG, one of my boys. Pawn Star, looks like he's in the house. Jazz, what's up, my man? Anthony Wanner. Jimmy Gonzalez, appreciate you for being here. One of our greatest supporters, Mike Tatner, Shane Sullivan. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's get back into Craig. Craig, are you there?
Yeah. All right. I think I got it ready now. So just want to go over this real quick. I used to show it a lot. I haven't showed it in a while. But this is on the right, you have the Great Depression. On the left, this is the Dow Jones now, right? So just one of the things that, with all the dollar cost averaging thing, if this crash is as bad as I think, now I'm not saying it has to go down here, but if it mirrored this, that's what it would do. But what I do want to point out is if you were dollar cost averaging over here, right? This was in 1929 when this started. So, big dip, dollar cost average, say your average ended up being, $200
right,
when the top was 400.
Right.
So you 50% average. This took 1946. So 16 years just to get over to here. So if you dollar cost averaged, you waited 16 years to get in. Wow. Or to get to break even. And then obviously if you bought the top, it was 40 years or whatever. Jeez. Now, do I think this is going to be this bad? Not necessarily, but could it? When you look around with what's going on, we could see something like this.
Wow.
So just another thing to keep on your radar. Again, nothing's guaranteed. Nobody knows 100% what's going to happen, but it's better to be prepared than not. So
one of the questions I have for you, Craig, and I know you hear this all the time. You got to get this all the time, Craig. But the Bitcoin halving is coming. So explain to me your feeling. I've heard you talk about it. Just go with it again. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, there's other things that happen every 4 years that have a lot to do with that, right? So, yeah, it could be a 4-year halving, right, or a 4-year cycle. Right. So you could have a 4-year cycle, but you're battling against a 100-year cycle on the traditional markets. And again, the traditional markets have been in a bull run since Bitcoin's creation. So let's go over to the Dow Jones. That's the DXY. Here's the Dow. So Bitcoin was created way back here. and the traditional markets have been on a bull run ever since.
Right.
It's never seen a traditional bear market, and to think that Bitcoin will be able to hold itself up over a traditional bear market, I think is kind of ludicrous.
Right.
Again, not saying the markets have to crash, but they definitely look like they're ready to come down some more. And Bitcoin obviously will go down with it. Maybe we see a bottom, in the Dow, just a level bottom here. But maybe that happens September, October. Bitcoin hits its true bottom, right? But it's where is my? And
I've heard you say this, Craig. You said before we've never really seen a real bear market with crypto.
No. Yeah. And people say, well, every 4 years it was a bear market. Well, we were in a bull market in the traditional markets, right? So those were corrections, and I don't have that chart up. But I have a Elliott wave saying we've finished 5 waves up in Bitcoin its whole life, right? I've showed a 5-year or a 5-wave structure that 69K was the top of the 5th wave, and now this is the first true bear market for Bitcoin.
That's right.
But I still believe that could be the case unless my chart is invalidated, which it very well could be. But until it is, I'm going to stick to my guns on what I'm seeing in the charts. See, the other thing, if it was 10 years cycle, right? This could be, or 4-year cycle. So this could be, once we bottom over here, we'll shrink this down. This could be, the next bull run, 4 years, but it doesn't have to reach a new all-time high, right? These were 4 years too. So same type thing, and I don't really so much believe in the 4-year cycle. I believe it's real, but I don't believe that it's gonna every 4 years make new all-time highs. That's just not. And if it is, and I'm wrong, well, then I got, a bunch of 4-year cycles to go ahead and buy the top and sell the bottom if it continues on. But I just don't think it's going to happen.
Right. Makes sense.
But I do think, this is a huge opportunity if played correctly. A huge opportunity.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. And I'm banking on that. And everything shows that. And it's not hoping, but it's just, it's just like I said, for people who really want to understand this, just look at where we're at. If you can literally just take 2021 to where we're at now. And if that doesn't kind of show you with all the scams and everything that's going on, how this is playing out, it's just incredible. It's incredible.
It is. It's a wild west, just like they say, man. It's crazy. The crypto world is crazy. And, and I understand a lot of the people getting really upset that, most of those people have lost a lot of money and,
right.
and they want to be able to believe that it's going to come right back and, they're going to make a bunch of money if they just hold on. And that's
right.
a lot of the reason a lot of these channels get really big, because they keep promising that. Right.
Right.
But, and what gets me about them is I don't mind, especially if they really believe in what they're saying. There's nothing wrong with them saying that, but yet they come out saying they're experts and
right.
they have other experts on their channel that were telling you to buy this whole time. An expert was not buying this whole time, right? So that's just one of the things that gets me when they call themselves experts and they were telling people to buy all the way down and dollar cost average, and that's what I mean. They dollar cost average all the way down here. You're still not doing too good yet.
That's right. No, you definitely got to be careful, and I think there's some incredible projects out there. I'm a believer in some myself, as that was part of what helped me create the monetary opportunities and things that I'm doing in crypto. But I also think that people have to beware, and that a lot of these guys who are pumping coins, especially influencers, they're getting a lot of these coins for free. They're looking for exit out to take profit to have financial gains. And it was an old saying that I had back in the day. They used to say that people want to know that you care more than they want to know what you know. And unfortunately, I don't think everyone uses that type of philosophy when shilling coins, because at the end of the day, people are just trying to make a bunch of money. So you definitely got to be careful who you watch and the opportunities that you get into, for sure.
Yeah, if I wanted to make a quit trading and make millions of dollars easily, I get emails every day to shill coins. And what they do is they'll pay you a lump sum in Bitcoin or however you want to get paid. And mind you, I only have 55,000 followers and I get offers of like 50 to 100,000. and then they give you whatever coin that might be. They'll give you, you know, $20,000 or $30,000 worth of that coin.
Right.
So if it pumps and you dump, which is what you would be planning to do if you did it, you know, you make a lot of money. And I'm just not that type of person. I like to sleep at night and know I'm actually trying to do good. So.
Right. And I love that mindset. You know, I always was one of those people in business as well. As I never want to have to go back and apologize for anything, which goes back to, again, Jim Rohn, never sacrifice integrity for growth. So, man, I definitely appreciate
100%.
This is incredible. You've been, it's just been so enlightening. And I'm so happy that the family has been able to see why I'm such a big fan of yours. Is there anything else that you want to add before you take off?
Nope, that's it, man. Just be safe out there, guys. And I appreciate you having me on. It was awesome. And yeah, we'll do it again sometime.
Man, I appreciate the man, the myth, the legend. Also, good luck with your home and all the things that you're doing with that as well. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thanks, man. Have a good one, brother.
You too, buddy. All right, take care. Guys, my legendary brother, Craig, CryptoSavy1, make sure you go over to his Twitter. Make sure you go over to his YouTube and follow him. And guess what? With that being said, we're about to do some giveaways. I appreciate him being on. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are in the stream. And so normally I go over the market, guys, but we're already at over an hour right now. So I'm just going to lightly tap in the fact that we're still over $1 trillion. Bitcoin right now is at 23,438. We've got Ethereum still over $1,600 right now. We've got BNB trying to maintain at 301. We got XRP at 38 cents while Cardano's at 35. We got Doge, that old dog, is at 8 cents. Polygon still doing its thing at 123. We got Solana, if you were lucky enough to get it at $8. I know you're smiling right now. It's at 22.24. Polkadot is at 6.43, while that little dog Shiba is at 4 zeros and a 1-2. We've got Tron TRX at 6 cents. We got AVAX at 17.48. We've got Uni at 6.75, while Chainlink, that old stinky link, is at 7.42. Atom, the triple OG, is at 12.57. Let's see what we got here. We got Filecoin, which we covered about a month and a half ago. Was at, oh my goodness, Filecoin is, I think we covered it was at $297. Now it's at $709. Let's see, we got Stellar at 8 cents. We've got APT at 13. VChain is coming in at 2 cents. Cronos, Crow, we like Crow, is 7 cents. Near, make sure you cheer. It's dear. It's near. Let me stop. I always try to rap on the show, and I do a bad job of it. It's at 2.29. We've got HBAR at 6 cents, trying to flirting with that 7 cents right now. We got Ape at $5. We've got Algorand at 24 cents, while one of the AI... one of the coins leading the AI wave right now is at 15, which is GRT. We just covered STX, which is at 97 cents. Flow, if you didn't know, here we go. Flow is at 118. And the coin formerly known as EGLD, Multiverse X, is at 48.14. There goes your markets, guys. We won't get too much into the sentiment as far as what's going on throughout Twitter and the crypto world. But if you're interested in that, make sure you guys go over to our Crypto for Life page with 68J. You can see all the latest and greatest. You can see my story here with Success Magazine and all these different things that I've done over my life. Also, it talks about our XRP giveaway, which we're going to be doing. Craig, we always post some things with Craig and many, many other things. So go over to our Twitter page. Make sure you hit it, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. Comment. We'll appreciate you guys for that. Let's get into the drawing, guys. So for those of you guys who are here for the first time, make sure you put in C for L. C for L stands for Crypto for Life. All you're doing is just typing in a whole bunch of times, C for L, C for L, C for L. I'm going to spin the wheel. Once I post in the live, you'll see a comment from Crypto for Life. And then once the wheel lands on whatever number, we're going to count down from that person. Then you just submit your XRP or whatever address we're going to give away today. It's going to be XRP, and we'll send you that free crypto. We're also going to do a drawing, which will go on our wheel, and that wheel looks just like this. If you're so lucky to get on that wheel right now, we've got Crypto OG, JC, Mike Tadner, and Nesforce on that wheel. We've got 3 more names. We go live every single day, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Friday, we cover different projects in the cryptocurrency space. Saturday is called Saturday Vibes, and Sunday is Sunday Fun Day. We also do celebrity interviews. We do a lot of charitable work and things like that, and we cover all those things right here on the show. So here we go, guys. Let's do it. Let's see, my beautiful queen, Jeanette, with all the love, I appreciate you very much. 6AJ, pick the good one. You already know we are going to, guys. So with that being said, let's get into the wheel. C for L, let's do it. If you're interested in winning, let's go. And the only way we can do that is with Crypto Tales. Tales, take it out for us.
Swift in other words, was not through tonight. Stuck in ride, stuck in ride.
Does it like it is. Got him switching gears, new Ferrari with the tens. On some bullet shit, stop crying, start buying games.
C4L, all you got to do is type it in. You win. We're going to send that to you today.
bags, I ain't lying. Money multiplying.
We appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. Thank you so much to my man CryptoSavy1. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Crypto for Life, the only place to be other than Crypto Savvy Show. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Here we go. Let's do it.
Call it rocket science. I'm so tired of this crypto control. You already know, basing letting money go. Swimming in the dough as you see gets exposed. Tomorrow's the day we gon' blow. I'll be better off when you selling at a loss, not caring what it costs. I'm buying when it drop, waiting for the flip flop to the tip top. While you watching TikToks on my new wristwatch. Hit the Vegas crypto meter. Hello, nice to meet ya. Shower DAI like we do it all the time. Did a show with Lady E in the bag, man, the next night. A moon party, so you know we had to take flight. So many years and it's still no cheers. If fear selling, then I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is an illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the mooning? It's amusing when you know that you ain't losing. Going back to go back, got them choosing. Which one? Bag it up.
Okay, guys, the first name, we're going to do multiple giveaways. The first name is going to be 8 down. 8 down from when the Crypto for Life, when we just posted free crypto giveaway. We're going to count 8 names down. For the first winner, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Big dog status. Big dog status. Congratulations. Tails. Let them know how we feel. Woo!
This one,
Bags, yep. Pull up in a spacecraft and bags on us. Get into them bags so them stacks on us. In a different bracks where they try to tax on us. Government some
Big dog status. The winner.
lies with them bags blowing up. Spitting 16s, get them bags stuffed up. Give you
Make sure you do me a huge personal favor. Big dog status. Go over to our Twitter. You can DM me there. Or you can also go into our Telegram group. Join our family. DM me personally there. I need your XRP address. And if there's a memo tag, include that. If there's not, then we'll use that. Let's get into the next one. C4L, let's do it. Who will be next? By the way, you just won 25 XRP. Who's going to win the next 25? Let's see. Tails.
more game than your mainstream rappers. Told you get the bag, disconnect from the fuzz. Your favorite rapper clone and he can't beat trust. Move to a different code so they can't tax us. Golden passports, rocket ships like Buzz. We light years ahead of the herd, like they don't want you to get rich, but die trying. But I slid you the crypto list, so start buying. And I'll see you at the tip top when we start flying. Upgrade the shit, push a button, autopilot. Party all night, so we just keep flying.
So many years and it's still no cheers. If fear selling, then I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is an illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the moving? That's amusing when you know that you ain't losing. Going back to go back, got him choose.
All right, let's count it down. 9 down. 9 down. Let's do it. Let's see who it is. We got, let's see, from Crypto Giveaway, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mike Tatner. Mike Tatner, this is for you. Make sure you DM me. Your crypto will be there today. You just won 25 XRP. Mike Tatner, tell him what he won.
This one, bag it up.
Here come the monkey.
This one,
Let me get some. We looking for that Astro flip. Guacamole, I want the whole damn dip. I got my spacesuit on. Yeah, I want the whole damn shit. And if
All right, guys, let's continue this. We're going to go into the weekly drawing. Anybody can participate. All you have to do, again, is get your name on the wheel. How do you do that? C4L. For those of you guys who haven't followed our journey, my name is James, a.k.a. 68J, ex-professional basketball player, motivational speaker, business owner for 25 years. Got into crypto. Crypto is pretty much retired us, semi-retired us. We've made millions of dollars in the industry. We're very excited. We started our channel about 3 or 4 months ago, bringing a lot of excitement to everyone out there trying to help you in your journey in the evolution of money. Remember, nothing we talk about is financial advice or should be deemed as such. We're just here for entertainment purposes only. Ain't that right, Predict? Predict knows. Iris, welcome. GT, Cheryl, Fib, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Welcome to the Crypto for Life family. Let's do it. Who will be next? We're going to see right now. Let's go.
you bring in any photo, bust the whole damn clip. Nah, we do our own research here. Over ledger on a t-shirt here. We in the jungle, I know. They like, monkey, how you see so clear? I did my homework, so he don't care. Yeah. Sitting on the ledger with the bag man, and I just bought Quant with my bad hand. A little Globians and XTC, and a little more XRP. We not playing. So basically, we repping for the same
All right,
set.
here we go.
Cause we was here way before the main net. Who would have thought that crypto tails would come?
Really quick before you guys, before we get the name going, we're going to do it right now. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Show your love. It helps the algorithm. Be a part of our family, as we're also part of CryptoSavy1's family. We're all one big family trying to help everyone in the evolution of money, of being successful, changing your life and your family life. That's our goal. That's what we're going to do. Let's make it happen. Who's next? We're going to see. Let's do it.
together on a topic that we know so well, music.
So many years and it's still no cheers. If fear's selling and I'm still all in. What do you do when your freedom is an illusion? How high will it go when the XRP get the mooning? It's amusing when you know that you ain't losing. Going back, go back, gotta choose. Which one? Bag it up. This one.
Only one down, and the person one down is GT Thrizzy. GT Thrizzy, congratulations. Make sure you go over to our Twitter page. You can DM me personally. I just need your XRP address and or if there's a memo tag. Also, well, actually, I'm sorry. This is for the weekly giveaway. So actually, I'm sorry, guys. GT Thrizzy, you're on the wheel. My fault. Let's correct that. Excuse me. Let's put you on the wheel. So GT, let me make sure I spell this right. You're on the wheel. GT, is it underscore, and then TREEZY. Okay, I think I got him. You're on the wheel, so let's make sure that's done. Let's open up the wheel here. You can see right now our candidates for this Friday, guys. The way it works is we go live Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then after Friday's 12 p.m. live, we come back at 6 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we just have a lot of fun, and we do giveaways, free crypto, a lot of great information. It's just incredible, guys. So if your name is on this wheel, that will be revealed who the winner is on that Friday evening. Right now we have GT Thrizzy, Crypto OG, JC, Mike Tanner, Nest Force. For everybody else that won, make sure you DM me right away into my either Telegram or my Twitter. We'll appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. We're going to have a lot more giveaways, a lot more things going on, guys. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much again to CryptoSavvy. We'll see you guys mañana, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, when we'll be covering a coin. Thank you so much. Mike Tatner, I see you. GT Thrizzy, congratulations. Cool Monk, my friend, thank you for being here. We got Corona in the house. We got Del Rey. Big Dog, again, congratulations. Del Rey, how you doing, my friend Del Rey? Iris is in the house. Big Dog, we talked about, let's see, we got Crypto Bunnies in the house. Crypto Bunnies in the house. Shane Sullivan, I see you, my man. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. We will see you guys mañana. Your boy James, a.k.a. 6AJ. We're out. Peace.